Okay, hey guys, it's Tim again, and hopefully this will be a short video compared to the others. I'm just going to run through some of my skills and also some of my weapons, because a few of you guys wanted to see what stuff I had and did my missions with. And now, if you look in the bottom left, I'm only level 31, which isn't that high, to be honest. There's lots of people far higher, and with level 30, 31, you can pretty much get everything you need to do a mission stealthy, basically. I'm going to start off with Mastermind, and when you look at these skills, some of them I see as important, and some of them I see as just skills which I buy, which kind of aid me in some way, but they're not necessary. There's some things which you can sort of choose and preference. But you kind of need to buy something to get to the next tier, to get to the important skills. So the first important skill which I'm going to look at is the cable guy, which I've aced, because that gives you an increased supply of cable ties, as it says there, which is really handy because it's better than 5 is better than 2. It's not quite as good as 10, which you had in the beta, but I don't know, we just have to live with that. But it's still 5. You can still do bank heist and jewelry store solo. You just have to choose more wisely who you tie down, and also keep an eye on the people you haven't tied down a bit more. So that's like a really useful one, which you probably need. Over here I have endurance, because that's like a less important one, I guess. It just helps out with like running around and doing things faster, I guess. There's just little things that help you out in terms of speed. Fast learner, that just helps you get like increased experience and stuff, level up more. Again, that's not too important in actually doing the stealthy missions, but you need to get some stuff to get onto this tier here, which has 2 important things. One of them, smooth talker. The basic version, as you can see here, which I have, you are now more convincing when you interact with a pager, and so this kind of, when coupled with Dominator, which is also important because you can now intimidate guards, when you couple them together, that basically means you can eliminate the guards from the level, which is what I like to do. So I like to take a hostage using the Dominator skill, and then I go out and kill all the other guards pretty much, and use the smooth talker skill to get by all the pages, even though after 2 or 3 they'll be like, okay, we're calling the police next time, we're going to set off the alarm. You can normally, I think you can get 4 guards down or something, maybe 5, I can't remember. But for like the framing frames, day 1 and day 3, with these 2 perks you should be able to remove all the guards. Well, that's what I found anyway. If you're having problems, I don't know what it is, just make sure you have these 2 skills, they're really important. And then from Enforcer, you can get the ammo bag, but I like this skill, Transporter. It's kind of, it can be handy, especially in like nightclub and stuff, for throwing bags a long distance, but also it helps out with speed as well, just getting the job done faster instead of lugging around stuff really slowly. Sometimes you can run or just at least walk a bit faster. So try and get that too if you can. That's kind of a useful one. It's not like the most important, but it's really handy. And I have nothing in Technician. I guess if you're going to go down Technician, maybe like silent drilling would be useful, but I mean, as you're going to see in a minute, Ghost is also a really handy one. It goes hand in hand with Mastermind as kind of 2 pretty important ones. I'm planning to, where I'm at with Mastermind, I'm planning to sort of stop there, and now I'm just going to progress up Ghost, because you start off with Ghost, you get the ECM jammer, which is really handy for sort of blocking out CCTV cameras, so you can go and steal a painting or get by a little area without being detected. And over here, Dead Presidents adds additional value to loot that you pick up. That's kind of just, I aced that because I wanted more money, but you don't really need it. You can choose any of these: Cat Burglar, Falling Damage, and Sprinter. They're all kind of have their little perks, but just to get to the next tier, where you can get Cleaner. You can bag and throw corpses when you ace it, and that's really useful because then you can hide dead guards and other guards don't stumble across the guards you've already killed. And Chameleon, I kind of use this one. I think it helps civilians and enemies find you less suspicious. I mean, for stealth, that's always going to help. I don't know if it means necessarily when you're in your casing mode, whether they just don't look at you as much, or I think probably when you have your gun out as well, maybe it's harder for them to detect you. I'm not quite sure. Fast hands, packing loot bags faster and stuff, that's also helpful for speed. Up here, shinobi. Enemies don't cry out when shot or melee to death, which is also kind of useful. And crouch speed is increased, which is again just helps you go faster. I mean, if you're crouching and you need to get through, like in Bank Heist, if you're trying to get from the bank manager's office back to the outside, you need to crouch and walk pretty quick out the door, so the civilians don't detect you in time. And then over here we have martial arts. You're more likely to knock down an enemy with a melee strike or whatever you want. If you saw the day 3 of Framing Frames, you can see where this one might be handy, going around behind guards and hitting them, because it's a silent one-hit kill. It's just pretty useful, and then if they detect you also, this will probably help hit them faster and kill them, unless you just want to shoot them with your silenced pistol. Silent killer. You deal additional silenced weapons. Well, these sort of ones up here are ones which I'll probably head to later. I thought silent killer might be like reducing the sound of your silenced pistols, but it's not. But that can be pretty handy for taking out guards. ECM specialist, that can be pretty handy if you want to get past, if you find that there's 2 cameras in important places which you need to get past and you've already whacked another one out or something. This could be kind of useful. Well, actually not, this one's not particularly useful for stealth, but this one up here, lockpicking expert. You interact faster while lockpicking, and you can now silently crack safes by hand if you ace it. That's one which I'm hoping to build up for, because I mean, like with the silent drilling in technician, if you have this one, you don't need the silent drilling in technician. You can just go, say for nightclub or something, you can just go up to the safe and crack it yourself, or even jewelry store, you can just crack the safe silently. And then just here we also have ECM overdrive. This is also really useful, because for things like the bank heist, where you have to get into the security room and kill the guy, you need to get the key card, and you have to take down the bank manager and sneak inside if he hasn't got it and stuff. But this will just get you into that security room straight away, and then you can take out the CCTV straight away. It just like eliminates one stage of the process. So these are kind of 2 useful ones which I'm going to build up towards. And yeah, so I guess some of these other ones might be kind of handy at some point, but I guess these ones are more helpful if you lose your stealth. And next I'll go on to my guns and stuff and show you what I use for that. Okay, here I got the guns. I don't care about primary weapons really, unless I'm just messing about playing online and stuff, then I might use these, because often if you play online with random people it's hard to go stealthy unless you're really well coordinated, and so yeah, it's likely to go wrong, so you need a good primary weapon for that. But when it comes to stealth, you don't really need anything fancy in terms of a primary weapon. You just need something that maybe is lower visibility, and you can see that my visibility is like almost the highest you can get, and that's because here in equipment, no, not equipment, sorry, armor, I'm wearing this thing at the moment. And for some things, for some stealth missions, it's fine to wear this in case, if you're happy for it to go wrong and you want to be prepared for it, it's fine to wear this for, say, Framing Frames day 1 or day 3. Yeah, it's like this doesn't really influence anything. It doesn't really matter about your visibility in those 2 days. But for something like Bank Heist or Jewelry Store, where you might want to go inside first and scout around, where you're going to be around people and guards and stuff wandering around, and you still want to be incognito or whatever, then go with the 2-piece suit. You could even use this for any other mission as well, because if you're going to do it stealthy, you don't need armor really, and also it's kind of classy. And so for the secondary, I literally, like, people were wondering what guns I use for secondary, like what pistols and stuff. This is just like the standard pistol you get at the start, and this is, I think this is like the second pistol you can buy. And this one here just has a regular silencer, People are saying this one's kind of weak, and it feels weak, but just try and get a headshot, otherwise just fire a couple of shots, should kill them. I quite like this one, but I feel like it's noisier or something, I don't know. This one has a monolith, which is kind of cool. Yeah, there's nothing much. It's got a slide thing. I don't really know what it does, but yeah, so I don't really have much. It's kind of, you can do stealth pretty with basic equipment. I mean, there's like a whole host of stuff I can still buy, but I just have these two, so I don't really need a shotgun or a SMG or something. Over here you could get this fully automatic, but you don't really need it. You just want to go in like James Bond and just be like a silent assassin killing guards. Equipment, I'll take the ECM jammer if I'm doing it stealthy, and then eventually I'll get two, and then eventually I can open doors with it. But these two things which I have unlocked, or if you might have these, I don't know, you can use them if you're going to go in guns blazing and stuff. They're probably more handy if you're in a group. That's about it. If you want to see some masks, those are my masks. If you want to see, for some reason I'm Dallas, alright. And so yeah, it's really like, you don't need anything that great to do stealth. And literally this is like the same stuff I use over and over again for each mission. Not all the skills are required for each mission, but some of them help certain missions more than others, and I just acquired a good little cluster that helps out with all of them. Has like little things that will become more useful for different missions I do. So I've told you what I have, told you where I plan to go, and hope you found the video helpful if you were having problems before. And so please watch the other vids, watch the guides and stuff if you haven't already. And thanks for watching. So bye.